up? What's up, y'all? We here, episode 4, man. It's gonna be a good one right here, man. I want to let y'all know ahead of time. I'm gonna remind y'all again at the end. Next week we will not be on. We're taking a week off, or we coming back August 3rd with Backwood Brad, man. He's gonna be our first guest, I should say, on the BGHE Worldwide Podcast show, man. This show today, man, is gonna be something critical, man. We're doing top fives. We're doing top fives of known people. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do a top 5 of female MCs, a top 5 of groups, and we're gonna do a top 5 of people that is not of the norm. But each of those 3 are gonna get their own show, man. Right now, man, we got my guy D Swayze, and we got my cousin and my guy, all the hosts on this mug. Haywire the legend is in the building, man. What's up with y'all? How we getting it?
What's happening? What's going on, Millie Mill? What's happening, yo?
Oh,
What's going on?
Hey, good evening. What's going down? What it is?
Hey, chilling, man. So this is like this conversation we're gonna have today is, man, is like the conversation of who made the potato salad, bro.
Man, not who made the potato salad, man. That sounds crazy. You already know this is the number one question they're gonna get asked at any family function. Who made the potato? You know what I'm saying? But obviously, outside of that, y'all better get ready to put your boxing gloves on, man, because this is gonna be one of them what they call great debates. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but you know, as Swayze said in the first episode, man, we're gonna debate, we're gonna argue, and at the end, we're gonna say we love each other, bro, because that's what it's all about, bro.
Absolutely. That's the way to go about it at the end of the day, but you gotta understand the topic that's at hand, man. We're not just talking about any old thing, man. We talking about MCs, man. We talking about people who bred this path of creativity that we walking on right now. You know what I'm saying? From everybody from our forefathers up to now, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a big situation right now, for real, man. Because you got to be authentic when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's more like I said, this episode is gonna be more of the top 5 known people. I say industry people. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a top 5 of just MCs, period, where we give it its own episode. You know what I'm saying? So right now, man, I'm about to run down the criterias that we came up with on these top 5 that we did, man. And when we do these criterias, man, the first one on the board is impact, man. We want to see what type of impact they had on the show. The second one is going to be lyrics. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics going to have to hit. That third one, you know what I'm saying, is going to be discography, man. You got to have a discography. We're going to talk about their delivery, and we're going to talk about their influence in hip-hop, industry, other artists. Those are the 5 criterias that we came up with, all right?
Okay, let's go.
Before we get into it, man, how was y'all week? Before we get into it, how was y'all week?
Ready to rumble.
I want to start it off. I want to start it off on a loving note. How was y'all week? I hope everybody's week was good.
It's great, man.
Hey, man, above earth and walking, so I complain about it, man. You know what I'm talking about?
We alive. That's all I'm talking about at this point. We alive. Shit.
Yeah.
We made it.
Exactly. Exactly. So, who gonna start this boy off? We got something to talk about before we get it started.
Now let's get into it. I'm into it.
Y'all got some warm ups and you know what I'm saying, some intros. Y'all want to get ready to release it with that, man. I'm ready for the fight, man. I got my popcorn, I got my drink. You know what I'm saying, hey, man. I'm ready for
what I want to know. The list that y'all sent out, do y'all have y'all list in front of you? Because that's the order we're gonna put it with. The order of your list, you're gonna see how it's gonna play out. We just need your order. So you gotta have your order that you put up of your top 10. We're doing the top 10 first, y'all, individually top 10, and we narrowing it down to a unanimous top 5 that we all chose on to be top 5. So who wanna go first?
Go ahead, Haywire. I'll let you start it off, young buck. Young.
Oh, we pulled the seniority card.
Let the young started off, huh? Let the beat right. Okay.
The young go first.
Wait. Hey man, there's a lot of rap juggernauts out there, man. First and foremost, man. Shout out to rap juggernaut. And I gotta say, we going from 1 to 10, or we doing 10 to 1? Like how we doing this? You know what I'm saying?
From bottom to the top.
From
From the
bottom
bottom
to
to the top of your list.
oh, so we drinking. We start from the bottom. Now we up. That what we do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how we do it.
anyway. Well, if I had to go ahead and give it to my number 10, man, shoot, I would honestly have to say I had to give it to my boy Slit Rick. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to pay homage to the dude who brought most of the drippery up out of the early 80s and the 90s, man. You know what I'm saying? His presence, his delivery of storytelling, man. It was something that captured the essence of what hip hop is, man. You look at the rule of Slit Rick, man. You know what I'm saying? And you see the chains and you see the gold teeth, man. But outside of the image of what it is that he shows, bro, his words, his words, man, always touch you, man. If you don't know songs like "Hey Young World," you know what I'm saying? Like certain songs that he did, man. The art of storytelling, Future and them boy from the ATL, Outkast, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of the forefathers of the game who I feel is an important. So of course that man gonna be on my top 10. Much love to the East Coast.
Keep going, bro. It's your whole list, bro. This your time to shine. The whole
list. So if I had to go ahead and give it my number 9, my number 9 it wasn't too bad of a choice, but I had to go and give it to the Midwest and give it to my boy Twister, man. He set a tone. He set a big tone with his speedy cadence and deliverance. And he touched on stuff that was gritty and it was grimy, but his style put him somewhere in a position where I haven't really heard any other artists like that before growing up, especially in the 90s. So it was like something new to the ill. And from there, he just developed more classics. More classics. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody had the Adrenaline Rush album. Everybody had that. Everybody was running to it. Even if you ain't had it, you was recording it off the tip deck, man. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of the hottest albums of my time. So that'd be my number 9. My number 8, you know, it was kind of tough for me because I was trying to balance out who I could, put into my number 8 position. But it didn't fare out how I wanted to because it was so much other artists that I wanted to go ahead and, get to. And that's why making the top 10 is somewhat difficult. You know what I mean?
Wait till you see how I did mine.
Oh man. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to go ahead and give it to my number 8, man, gosh, and it was just right in front of me too. It was just on my head, man. You got to give it to the boy Redman, that is. You know what I'm saying? The Dark. You know, he delivered funny. He was funny. Shout out to Jersey. He delivered funny, and it was kind of outside of, artists like Weird Al Yankovic and dudes who tapped into the goofy side of things. He tapped into a side that a lot of people wouldn't dare try cross. He crossed the comedic life with the rap life and did it beautifully. Now, he gets down and dirty. When he needs to be, man. But his whole comic relief of his deliverance and his style, man, is the reason why I make him my number 8, man. You know what I'm saying? And then followed by my number 8, you got to give it to his partner in crime at number 7, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to. You got to. Method man. You got to give it to the Method, man. He, even though he was part of the infamous Wu-Tang, alone he stood. You know what I'm saying? He could hold his own. His grit, his passion. He was always one of my favorite Wu members. He always had that energy that was never expected. So cool about the situation. But when he was on Bronze, like, oh man, he has a lot of classics up underneath his belt, man, and songs with a lot of artists, like Mary J. Of course, Redman. He's touched his creativity has touched a lot of bases throughout them. So them two, yeah, those would be my 8 and my 7. Now my number six was kind of difficult because I know that we was approaching that handful, and so before we get to there, I had to think about all of the other MCs that out there that rock the mic, you know what I'm saying, that I've been listening to. But sometimes it's kind of hard when you know that some of the dudes who are artists on a individual level came from groups. So it kind of made my list a little bit more significant in my part to be able to crown this number six. So my number six artist, um, he is somebody that I believe everybody has tapped into. Everybody done kicked in and listened to his lyrics, and everybody has adapted to what he say. Um, there's not much that you can say when it comes to this dude because he is a certified West Coast legend. You know what I'm saying? And I honor number six with Uncle Snoop D O Double Jizzle. Yes, sir. I have to put him in there. He would have been on my top three, but there was other artists that I felt that were more lyrically content to be able to stand on top of that. But Snoop, hands down, holds his own classics out the yin yang. You got to understand his background. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, it's a funny thing, man. I go to the bar sometime, man. I go to a pool league and I tell the bartender, hey, let me get a Snoop. They say, what's a Snoop? And then I had to go rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice. And they be like, oh, is that what that is? So I kind of named a drink, you know what I'm saying, around the whole area where I mess with his vibes. And of course, he's got songs with the Wiz Khalifa, like anybody that you could possibly think about in the industry, man. Snoop has niched himself in this game thoroughly, man. So that would be definitely my number six. Um, now we starting to creep up to the top five now. You know what I'm saying? So number five is it could be debatable. It could be debatable, but I think we just gonna stop right there with them first five right now, man. And then we gonna swing back around for my final five. Man. You know what I mean? So,
you sure you want to do your
I mean, no, because see, I'm interested to hear everybody else's first five drops too. So it kind of makes it interesting.
Okay, I feel you will do it that way. Wait, what you think about Haywire's 10 through 6?
I like it, man. I mean, I like it. I mean, I think he's on point. You know what I'm saying? He knows his history. You know, the young bull know what's up. You know what I'm saying? He
right.
knows that. You know, he relevant. I ain't knocking this. I ain't knocking none of those choices. Those are all some great choices. I got a few of those. You know, mix my repertoire.
Exactly. I feel you. I'm on that same joint, man. That and the crazy part is a lot of people don't put or give Redman and Method Man their credit that they deserve. Even Twister, bro. A lot of people don't give them their credit, bro. When it comes to lyricism, their discography, their impact. You know what I'm saying? Their influence. They don't, and their deliveries, bro. They don't give them their just due, man. So I mean, like I tell everybody that I reach out to, man, we give y'all flowers on this show, man. We want to make sure that we let the people know about you and about hip hop, man. So good 6 through 10. Haywire the legend.
I think it kind of legitimate, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a difficult situation because there's a lot of great artists out there, man. But I had to narrow it down, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not being unapologetic about it either. You know, that's just
Like
how
I
I felt
said,
about the situation, man, you know?
like I said, wait till you see mine. All right, Swayze, it's on you, bro.
Okay. Well, you know, I gotta go with my number 10. One of the most energetic dudes I feel that I've ever seen with my own two eyes, and that's my guy, Mr. You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer, man.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, shit, the hair pants. Oh my God.
just put on the hammer and you
Oh,
want it. My beat is ever booming and you know I get it started. Get it started. Oh, yeah,
oh, oh.
well, just get it started. So I'm definitely starting out with MC Hammer, man. One of the legends, one of the most energetic entertainers of our time, man. MC Hammer, man. You know what I'm saying? He had it with a 30-piece band on stage, man. Like he showed hip hop a whole different dimension, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? One of the most greatest entertainers of hip hop, man, MC Hammer. You know what I'm saying? He had Old Town 357. He brought them young girls out, you know what I'm saying? We was like, wow, man, this dude is so energetic. So, you know, from him doing the Pepsi deal commercials and him with the baggy pants, with the parachute dookie pants, with the sag in the middle, with the dress shoes, with the Jerry curl with the sides cut off with the 3 lines on the side. You know what I'm saying? Very impactful hip hop, man. Very impactful hip hop. So that's my number 10 is MC Hammer, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to get it started. Bring it back. Just shout out to Hammer in the Oaktown area, man, the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? So that's my number 10, man. And then I'm gonna keep it moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? And my number 8. From number 9, I mean, you know, I had to go with one of them West Coast guys, man, that I truly love, man. And that's the DOC, man. He did DOC, man. One of the most dopest, rawest, gangsters motherfuckers there was, man, when it came to doing that hip hop, man.
Yeah.
He enough. You know, let's get it funky enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody want to go out and get a Los Angeles Kings fitted hat or a Raiders hat. You know what I'm saying? That's when we like, yo, man, I'm gonna get you one of the Raider hats. You know what
Hey, Sway, man. Chris said he was gonna get that MC Hammer haircut with the 3 lines and the Gucci glasses. You know what I'm saying? Next time we get on stage. So you know, he said he was gonna grow the curl back and everything, right? And this is confidential information.
Hey, Swayze, you know the crazy part about it? Hey, Haywire don't know that I got baby pictures of him. So we just gonna keep it going. Go ahead, Swayze. Keep it moving.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going number 10, man. I'm going with the DOC, man. Number 9, I mean the DOC, man. You know what I'm saying? One of the coldest ever to do it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Dr. Dre produced by Dr. Dre, man. DOC, man. Number 9, one of the pioneers of the West Coast, man. West Coast, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the first really to put the West Coast on, you know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, hey, like being in the Midwest out in Detroit, man. I was living out in Detroit at the time. So, man, when we heard that DLC drop, man, we were like, oh, that shit was whoa, man. We bumped that album, The Formula, had the Formula, and there was so many dope ass tracks on that album. So my number 9 was definitely my number 9 was definitely the C. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna jump over to my 8 piece. You know what I'm saying? My 8 piece, man. My 8 piece. Gotta go with the man with the lingo, with the, you know what I'm saying, with the hand movements, man. My number 8, man. My number 8 was 40, bro. You know what I'm saying? 40, man. Come on, man. 40 water, man. You know what I'm saying? That 40 water, man. Time and time up. Just sprinkle, man. Come on, man.
See, Mike?
40, man, with the lingo. He brought the whole lingo to the Bay, from the Bay, man. E40, man. I'm definitely rocking with, man, 40, man. He has so many great songs, and I love his lingo and the way he talked, man, his hand movement. The nigga was cool, bro. 40 was cool. He set a whole trend in hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? He's definitely in my top 10. So I had to rock with him. I had to rock with 40 at number 8. You dig? So that's my number 8, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm moving, man. It's in the top 5, man. I cannot get to the top 5, man. So at my number 7 was the most greatest storyteller of all times, man. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have moved him up in my list because he probably is top 5. He might be my number 4 really, but I had to just put him in there at that number 7 piece, man. And that is my boy number 6. I mean, my boy number 7, the ruler, Slick Rick, the ruler, man. Slick Rick, the ruler, man. You know what I'm saying? Children's story, man. Y'all know how that going. Before he did that, he was with Dougie Fresh. So let's put Dougie Fresh in there with him and Slick Rick with the show. The show set the shit off, man. The show, the song, the show set it off, man. That one of the first dopest songs that I heard on the radio was the show. The beat with Dougie Fresh with the box. Slick Rick with the delivery, you know what I'm saying? Slick Rick with the big jewels on his neck, man, the gold, the motherfucking eye patch, you know what I'm saying? Rhymes, man, children's story, teenage love, oh man, so on and so on, man. They used to be hot back in the day. Slick Rick, the ruler, man, definitely one of the greatest to ever do it, especially when it comes to storytelling, man. So we're gonna put Slick Rick at my number 7, man. That was my number 7 piece, man. Slick Rick the ruler, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it moving, man, with my number 6. My number 6, one of the coolest cats to ever do it, man. One of the dudes that make weed smoking real cool, man. And that's my boy, the motherfucker Snoop D.O.G. Snoop Dogg, man. Man, Snoop Dogg, man, you can't mention hip hop without Snoop, man. Snoop set a trend of hip hop where he made it cool to smoke weed. Snoop was cool. He made gin and he made you want to go get some of that gin and juice, lay back with my mind, my mind. Deeper than that, when he did the Deep Cover soundtrack with Dr. Dre, that really set it off with that voice he had. It was like, who is that? Snoop Dogg had the voice. He was smooth and cool, lovable. He wasn't really talking about killing nobody. He was like hella cool and smooth, man. So my number 6, man, I'm rocking with the D.O.G. Snoop Doggy Dogg, man. That's my top 10 to 6. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to get to the top 5. You know what I'm saying?
That's a cold list, bro. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I told Haywire, man. A lot of people don't get E40 his props, bro. And Hammer, bro. A lot of people don't get their props, bro. Two Bay Area fellas, man. They don't get the props they deserve, man. Hammer made it where actually rappers started making money and getting advertising money and sponsorships and all that. That was Hammer, bro. Y'all can say what y'all want about his music and all that, bro. But you got to realize, bro, he was paying 150 people each show, bro. At least,
bro. He was feeding people.
Yeah, he was beautiful, sure enough. And as far as E40 go, man, you know what I'm saying, man? Tell me when to go, my son, Hawk. That's my weaponization right there, sir. You know what I mean? Like that, you can't express creativity without putting E40 in there, man. Like he was saying, man, the language, the slanguage that the guy uses, man, it's orthodox. It's nothing that you ever heard. But if you take time to listen to what he's breaking down, he really talking English to y'all folks, man. You know what I mean? But you really got to understand the slingo that he using right now. You know what I mean? And then it rubs off. So man, that was a good one. That was a good one, Swayze. Good one, Swayze, for real.
And the biggest one that I like that was on Swayze's 10 through 6 is one of the biggest what if stories of all time, man. And that's the DLC, bro.
Ooh-wee. Come on.
That's one of the biggest what if stories of all time, bro. Because what people don't understand and recognize is if it really wasn't for the DLC, like the Snoop Dogg we have today, the Snoop Dogg that we had with Dr. Dre wouldn't have been that Snoop Dogg. Like Snoop said all the time, I didn't know how to create songs until the doc showed me how to create songs. I just used to rap. I knew nothing about 16 bars, you know what I'm saying? 8-bar hooks, you know what I'm
Man,
saying? Bridge.
straight
I knew about,
through.
you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know about any of that until I met the DOC, man. So that's one of the biggest what if stories in hip hop, man. Because if you really go back and listen to No One Can Do It Better, man, outside of the skits, I'm just talking about DOC just rapping. He probably he probably only cursed through the whole album maybe 7 times.
Right.
Through the whole album, bro.
That's challenge. That
Through
is
the whole
challenge.
album. And this is my last thing before I go into my list. This is my last thing I got to say about the DOC. People always, when they say top 10 artists out of Texas, they never bring up the DOC.
Right.
DOC is from Dallas, Texas, y'all.
Yes, he
Y'all,
is.
y'all got to understand that. He's connected to the West Coast, but he's from Dallas, Texas. So if DOC is not in your top 5 of Texas, Southern, and West Coast artists, when you're doing a West Coast list, there's something wrong with you. Y'all know what y'all been listening to.
Right.
That's all I got to say about that, man. Let me get into my 10 through 6 real quick, man.
Let's go, man.
Number 10 on my list, man. You know I had to go with my homie, man. You know, if it wasn't for this guy, bro, and Haywire hit on it earlier, man. Twister, man. Man, Twister, man, like I go back a little bit further than you, Haywire, when it comes to Twister, man. I was bumping Twister when he was doing Running Off at the Mouth in '91, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where pretty much all of your artists from I don't say they got it from him, but they had that type of style. Him, the Fushnikin, Das Effect, you know what I'm saying? They had the style, but they didn't have the speed that Twister had. And when he reemerged in 95, 96 with Do It Down, Po Pimpin', it was over with that. And this was before he dropped Adrenaline Rush. You know what I'm saying? This was before he dropped.
I started catching wind of him. When I went back home and to go visit, you know what I'm saying? When I went back home to go stay with my grandmama, shout out to grandmama, you know what I'm talking about? She had gave me a radio. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the room chilling and I heard dong 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 dong. And like when you hear the beat drop, bro, and you just hear in the beginning, not the sicko, man, you know what I'm talking about? Bro, like you couldn't help but to just feel it. And then after the drum gave an intro, and then Twister just came with the gauge and just bust you, boy. Like, man, it was that was like the beginning.
You gotta remember before Twister came in with the AK-47, you had the double barrel shotgun of Young Buck from Psychodrama.
Yeah.
That started that boy off. The way he started that boy, man, look, that we can talk about Twister all day, man. Twister made my list because he's one of those few artists, like, and I don't know why people don't have Twister in their top 10. He's one of those few artists that never, and when I say never, I mean never had a weak verse. Ever. He's never had a weak verse. Ever.
Even on features.
I've never heard a weak verse from Twister, man. So that's my number 10, man. Chi-Town legend, man, for sure. My number 9, man, you know, I had to put a youngin' on this list, man. I put him on this list because he followed someone that's in my top 5 blueprints when it comes to this, man. And we got Kendrick Lamar, man. I might have sent his name over wrong the way I spelled. Oh, okay. We got great producers. My producer hooked it up for me because I'm just looking at the list. I was like, oh, damn, I forgot the A. But, man, K-Dot, man. K-Dot, man, he's on a whole different level, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. I mean, I'm cool with Drake. I like J. Cole, all of that, man. I'm cool on them. But when it comes to K-Dot, man, it's different, bro.
It's hard to beat him.
It's hard to beat him, bro. Like his substance, man. His delivery, man. His lyrics, bro, is just on a whole nother level. And when he came out with that Control verse, man, and what people don't understand about that Control verse, they had people that tried to come back at him. You know what I'm saying? When he was like, I'm a Muslim on pork, I'm the king of New York, that line, what people don't understand is that line is a corrupt line. Y'all didn't say nothing when Corrupt said it. But y'all trying to say something when Kendrick said the line. You know what I'm saying? He just regurgitated one of his favorite MC's lines in his song, man. So Kendrick Lamar, man, everything from Pimp Butterfly, you know what I'm saying, all up until now, man. We can even go to the Section 80, bro. We can go through all that, man. Like K-Dot is another one of those ones that never dropped a weak verse ever, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had to put the MC that's actually family is from East Chicago, Indiana. That's what's up. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? He got the Midwest, Chicago, Northern Indiana, Northwest Indiana roots in him. So I see where the lyrics come from. But yeah, man, K Dot's my number 9, man. My number 8, man. My number 8, bro. My number 8 is a beast. He's a dog. He's a motherfucking album, dog. You know what I'm saying? My number 8 on my list is Lil Wayne, bro.
Okay, man. Good, but what's a good to a goblin? Okay, then.
Man, look, Lil Wayne, you can say what you want about when he was young and Gilly was writing his raps and all of that. But when that boy started writing his music himself, and and correct me if I'm wrong, Haywire and Swayze, that run from 2004 mixtape to like 2008, 9 that Weezy had.
Man, as soon as he dropped, the block is hot, man. As soon as the block is hot,
all that was
the block is hot, 500 degrees. Majority of the Carters, like, come on, man. And then you can't forget the No Ceilings mixtape series, bro. Like, it took a while for Wayne to grow up on me, man. But that's a nice pick, bro.
He evolved the mixtape era, bro. Like the mixtape, he changed the game of mixtapes. Like
most definitely.
The game of the mixtape, man. Lil Wayne had to make, like you said, from the DJ Drama, and him and Drama was killing it for a minute, man.
Killing them.
They was dropping.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Speaking of drama, man, I want to give a shout out to my homeboy Seti Hendrix, man. He just dropped a album last week, bro. Last Friday, man. Y'all check that out, man. He's one of DJ Drama artists, man. He from Duval County, but he was living in ATL for a while, man. And I got a chance to reconnect with him. But he got a big project he just dropped with Drama. Last Friday, man. So y'all check that out, man. Let me get into my number 7. My number 7 is I had to go with him, man, because his first name Christopher. You know what I'm saying? I had to mess with him. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a big Notorious B.I.G. friend, man. Always, man. I was always a Notorious B.I.G. fan. This is another what if story when I talk about the DOC. What if him and Pac was still living? You know what I'm saying? And I know him and Pac would have squashed that beef and probably teamed up and did that thing, man. But Biggie was like a lyrical monster, man.
Yes.
His swag for a big guy. You know what I'm saying? The Fat Boys gave us that swag. Heavy D gave us that swag. Chubb Rock gave us that swag. But the swag that Notorious B.I.G. gave us, you know what I'm saying? Especially that line he said, I'm black and ugly as ever. However,
I stay Coogee down to the socks.
Man, look, like Biggie, man, his flow pattern was crazy, and it basically jumped a lot of lyricists from '94 up. You know what I'm saying? I can't say the other name because he's in my top. Oh, he's in my top 5 of the other lyricists, so I'm not gonna say his name now. But him, Biggie, man, his whole delivery, lyricism, his influence on New York rappers when the West Coast was running the game. You know what I'm saying? The West Coast was running the game when Biggie came out, and Biggie came back and was like, basically like Andre 3000 said at the Source Awards, man, yo, New York still got something to say, bro. And that's what Biggie came with, bro. Biggie, Biggie, hey, look, Biggie really put it out there, bro. And the good thing about it is that he had Easy Mo B on them tracks, bro. that Ready to Die, man, look, look, and then Haywire, you put Method Man in your top 10 to 6, man, and Biggie was like, man, when they did the what on the Ready to Die soundtrack, he was like, man, I can never. Biggie was like, man, I can never say nobody got me on the song, but I think Meth got me on that song, bro. He was, and I pretty much think that was a not the start of or part of, but I think that's one of the reasons that beef between Biggie and Raekwon and Wu-Tang happened, because it was a thing that RZA didn't want Wu-Tang artists to do features with other artists. We got 9 artists. We don't need to go outside of us to get features.
Right.
So when Meth did that feature with Biggie, you know what I'm saying? What actually made Wu-Tang bigger and made Meth bigger. You know what I'm saying? It was a big ordeal, man. So yeah, man, Biggie's my number 7, man. My number 6, man. The reason I put Biggie at number 7 and him at number 6 because he picked up what Biggie left off and kept that torch and ran with it, man. My number 6 is Jay-Z, bro.
Man.
I had to do it, man. I say that Jay whole style, whole essence, lyricism, delivery, influence is so Brooklyn, dog.
Yes.
I got a lot of people from Brooklyn, dog, that I know, man, along with Biggie, man, and that they so Brooklyn, dog. It's ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of our style that we wear today in hip hop. Well, now I ain't gonna say today. Back then in the '90s, the style that we wore after the Hammer era. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that came from Brooklyn and Harlem, bro. Those two boroughs right there, bro, set a lot of trends in this hip hop game, bro.
Indeed. That's where your dad come from. That's where, you know what I'm saying, the overalls with the high tech boots, you know what I'm saying?
All of that, bro.
A lot of fashion in that era. For real.
Yeah, man. They even had people walking around with razors in their mouth and shit.
Buck filthy. You gonna get one from Buck filthy.
Buck 50, what it was called, bro. Real talk, man. But Jay-Z, man, like his flow is one of a kind, man. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people used to give him flack, saying that he's biting other people's rhymes, biting Biggie rhymes, man. Real talk, man. It's just paying homage, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's keeping Biggie. He kept Biggie name alive. He was keeping Biggie name alive when Biggie was gone. You know what I'm saying? And he picked up the torch where Biggie handed it off to him. You know what I'm saying? The baton, and kept it running for New York, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because when Jay-Z had it, you know what I'm saying, in '96, New York was still on the map, bro. They still was doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Still one of my favorites, bro. Feeling It is still one of my favorite songs, bro. You can't be a Jay-Z fan if you don't understand that Reasonable Doubt album, man.
Hey, look.
Classic.
That knocked the hustle.
I love Reasonable Doubt. I love Reasonable Doubt.
Man, like,
I love Reasonable Doubt, but the Streets is Watching soundtrack. Imaginary Gangster. That one, Imaginary Player is the name of the song. You know what I'm saying? Imaginary Player is the name of the song. If you listen to that song, that was my theme song, bro. Like in the Jeep, I had a chocolate brown with a peanut butter rag top, peanut butter seat, Lincoln Continental, bro, with 215s in the back of the trunk, and that's all I played rolling through the hood, bro.
Straight out there, like DJ up with that thing.
Look, especially when Jay-Z said, "What's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6?" like 30 to 40 grand, cocksucker. Beat it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, man. That's when the art of shitting on people came into play, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And Brooklyn and Harlem, man, they did that. You know what I'm saying? That's what they was known for, man. Like
you make a valid point, but throughout that realm, you gotta understand it was other heavy hitters up already in the rising, in the makings. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't forget about Eric Sermon. You can't forget about the boy AZ. Like it is certain mentors that brought this whole East Coast vibe. You know what I'm saying? To set the tone and a platform for Jay to go ahead.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But Eric Sermon, EPMD, that's an 80s going to the early 90s. We talking about 96 up until now. From 96, when Biggie picked up the torch in 94 and came with that Ready to Die album and let them know that the East Coast is back because the West had it for a while.
Yes.
When he passed away at 97 and Jay-Z picked that boy up, Jay-Z did not let that boy go for a minute. When he said we ran 8, 9 summers, that's what Rockefeller did. They ran 8 to 9 summers straight.
No cap.
No cap.
Hard. You know what I'm saying? I love AZ to the heart. Bro.
Forget about X though.
Oh no, we can't forget about X.
Not at all. You can't forget about Dark Man X. You cannot forget about him, bro. You cannot forget about Earl Simmons, bro. You cannot do it.
Look, we can't forget about X at all. We can't forget about Yonkers. We can't do none of that. But what I'm saying, when X came on in 98, Jay-Z was still there, bro.
Yeah, but X was on his helmet.
He was, hey, look,
on his
X,
helmet.
He was on his helmet, but look, when X fell off, look, when X fell off, Jay-Z was still going, bro.
Right. Hold on, we gonna give Mr. Jigga Man his props, man. But we not gonna sit here and act like Mr. Jigga Man ain't have his boots shaking when that boy Nas dropped that ether, man. We not gonna put that out there. We not gonna do that.
Hey, look, we're gonna say this. This is what we're gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give everyone an opportunity to listen to this because I love Nas. I love Nas to death. But when you go listen to Ether, if you listen to the first 3 verses of Ether, the shit don't start really popping off until the 3rd verse. Nas ain't really said nothing the first 2 verses, bro.
Albums, let's talk about his first album.
Oh boy, yeah, bro. Let's get on that.
Look. We talking about right now. We talking about Ether. We talking about Ether. We not talking about Illmatic. We talking about Ether right now.
That's it, but we talking about that one single right there. We're talking about that one single.
Go listen. Go when you.
Mr. Jones gave it to him, bro.
Hey, look. Go listen to it again, and listen to the first 3 albums. He don't start really going off on Jay-Z until the 3rd verse, bro. Go listen to it. It was a big fiasco of what he did, but really go listen. Hey, look. But that's what we're gonna do on this show one day. We're gonna dissect songs. That's what we're gonna do. and I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to really go listen to Ether. I love the Ether disc, bro.
I'm not taking nothing from Jay though. I'm not taking nothing from him, bro. I'm not taking anything from him, bro. But you got to give flowers when flowers are due, bro. And Mr. Jones, he said it.
Hey,
no. This is what we saying. This is what I'm saying. At number 6, where Jay-Z is sitting at right now,
what's your pick?
Jay-Z was that dude. He basically kept New York in people's mouth from 98 up until now.
True. Big facts. True. Okay.
When you mention New York from 96 up until now, you couldn't mention New York without mentioning Jay-Z.
Right. What was about to say, what?
It's not a possibility.
You couldn't, bro. You couldn't mention Jay-Z. You couldn't mention New York and not mention Jay-Z from 96 up until now.
true. Very true. I
That's
saw
what I'm
that
saying.
whole
I
thing.
just never been a fan of Jay-Z since Pac. I've been riding with Pac still. I still ain't a
Hey,
Jay-Z.
look. Hey, look. You know what, Swayze? Hey, Swayze, I'm gonna be 100 with you. I was the same way. I was the same way, Swayze. 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 I was the same way. You know, I'm a diehard West Coast hip hop head, bro.
All three.
Look. If Pac said fuck you, I was like fuck.
Which
But I had to go back in the 2000s and really collect my thoughts to myself and start back listening to all like even though Pac didn't really diss DMX, I wasn't a really huge DMX fan until later on, bro. And now I love DMX.
right.
Like his first two albums were
So
classics. I
basically,
can't
certain
lie.
artists had to warm up to you. You didn't just automatically
No.
rock with their
His
campaign.
first two albums were classic because Pac was gone. He was the closest thing that looked like Pac. He wasn't as lyrical, but you felt what he was saying like Pac. So his first two albums, I was like, oh yeah, this boy, he next. And then he was from New York. I was like, oh, okay. I get it. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? But then in 2002, was it 2002? In 2000, yeah, I think it was about 2001, I believe it was. And it was an interview that DMX did, and he was like, "Yeah, man, me and Pac used to hang right before I got on, right before he passed away. I was still Dark Man X at the time. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I see it now. You know what I'm saying? That was one of those things where you didn't have to be lyrical verbally, but you still had the mantra of getting your point across through the words and letting people feel it. That's what I liked about DMX. But all I'm saying is, from '96 up until now, you couldn't mention New York without mentioning Jay-Z. Even through the beef, beef with Nas, the beef with Cameron, the beef with Jazzo, the beef with who else did he beef with? The Gang, 50,
Yeah,
all of them, bro.
Yeah,
you couldn't mention New York without mentioning Jay-Z. That's all I'm saying. And that's my 10 through 6, man. That's my 10 through 6 right there.
Very controversial and debatable, but that's the purpose of this right here. I'm really thoroughly enjoying this right now because I get to see deep into y'all musical mind frames or how y'all able to, you know what I'm saying, rock with y'all cadences and how y'all do y'all thing. So I'm interested to keep hearing y'all list.
Right.
Yeah. So what we gonna do? Go back to you, Haywire? Are we gonna switch up the rotation or how we gonna do it?
We gonna switch up the rotation, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let Swayze crank up that 5 through 1, man.
Well, y'all want me to go ahead and set up? I'll set it off, man. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my number 5, man. My number 5, man, is what I consider the greatest rapper alive right now. You know who that is? My boy Lil Wayne, man. Number 5, man. We're going with Lil Wayne, man. Lil Wayne, man. You know, Lil Wayne has always been one of those creative MCs, man. Like I looked at Wayne like the reincarnation of Pac with the tattoos, the jewelry. The boy's lyrics was cold. Like the boy was saying some shit. You like, what did he just say? His cadence was on point, man. Delivery, just everything about Wayne, man. Wayne was hot, man. And to be that young, entering the game at 13, 14 years old and making albums from 14 to now he's 30, 36, 37 years old and he's still relevant, man. He's got 30 years in hip hop. One of the longest runs in hip hop as being an artist, man. The boy's still
the fireman. Yes, he is the fireman.
Hey, the boy made the word bling bling.
Bling bling.
Hey, look. He made that a Webster dictionary word.
He made that a dictionary word. The word bling bling. How many places you go to now? You hear people saying the bling bling. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne, number 5, definitely top 5 artists of all time for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely rocking with the vibe, him, Cash Money, all of that, man. The whole movie, man. The beats, Baby, Slim, Manny Fresh, the Unity, Bghe, the Bghe, Juvie.
Hey, look, that's one guy that don't get talked about enough, bro.
Bghe does not get talked. Mr. Chopper City? No, sir. Don't nobody talk about that boy B Jizzle like that. Freedom, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that, man. Bghe and Turk, bro. They don't, out of all the hot boys, they don't really talk about them two, man. In my opinion, boy, them boys held that boat a little bit before Wayne started really getting fired like he was. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, Wayne was there, bro. But Bghe and Turk, but them boys told a different style. Now, Juvie was a good backup. I still rock Juvie to this day, man. Shout out to the boy Juvie the Good, man.
Juvie was the one that pretty much led Cash Money to everything that they got, bro.
Big facts.
Because the story I'm gonna tell about Juvie, I'm gonna let Swayze get back to his list. When Juvie did Ha, Jay-Z didn't even ask him to get on the remix. He just took the beat and did a verse on it, and Juvie put it on his remix album. That's how hot that song was. That Jay-Z was like, "Damn, this shit hot. I need to jump on this." That's how jumping on songs that we used to do. Take the song, take the beat, and recreate. Add a verse to the song that's already made. Yeah. Jay-Z started that shit with Juvie.
Right. Them Cash Money boys, you know, they evolved from the South. They wanted some of the first hitters of the South, man. Some of the first.
And I got a good taste of that when I moved from the 219 to the 77044 and 88, man. You know what I'm saying? I was already in that pot, listening to them sounds, listening to the boys go hell, man. You know, I was already getting a dose of it, bro. I was in the beginning stages of when that whole Southern era started happening, man. Don't get me wrong, Midwest my roots, man. But this shit right here, boy. Hey, man, start it out. We're gonna let you get back to it though.
Right, but yeah, definitely, man. You know, Weezy, man. Like I said, I gotta go with him in number 5, man. One of the great. Like I said, I'm considered one of to be actually to me the greatest rapper alive still. So I'm gonna stick with him at the number 5 place, and then I'm gonna go into the number 4, man. You know, I'm going back to the West Coast, man. Really a big West Coast, down south artist, and I gotta go with at my number 4, my boy Ice Cube, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're going with man. America's Most Wanted, man. You know what I'm saying we did this to Drake and we did her payback's a motherfucking nigga. That's why I'm sick of getting treated like a goddamn stepchild. Definitely rocking with, you know.
Hey, Swayze, you can't be doing that because I'll come spit the whole verse for you, bro. You can't be doing that, bro. I was about to do it. I was just close, bro. This will be a 2-hour show again.
Hey, man, just to speak on your number 4, man, just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God, bro.
I don't know. No barking from the dog, no small, and Mama cooked the breakfast with no salt.
Bro, when you heard Good Day, man, when you heard Good Day, Shorty, he gave you a vibe that you like. He gave you an inside look on the California dreaming situation, bro. He gave you an insight on how California vibes was, man. That was just a day in the life of how you rolled in the West Coast, man. You know what I'm saying? Like for those who worked there on the West Coast, bro, and was able to listen to that man's words, bro. He drew a picture of what them palm trees and beaches look like out there, and outside of those as well, bro.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Good. You got to rock with Cube on that situation, bro. Not only did he keep it gangster in his beginning, bro, but he showed you how to feel good about it in the long run, bro.
Right. He showed you how to be gangster with the dick. You know, like I said, go back to the dickies with the black chucks and all black. LA fitted cap, like I said, all that whole era, man, was big. It was impactful in hip hop, man, back in the late '80s, early '90s, man. I think so. Definitely, I'm rocking with you, man. At number 4, man. I'm gonna keep moving because, like I said, we moving and grew. I'm jumping to my number 3 piece, man. My number 3 piece, man. I gotta head to the south, man. Rock with my boy down there in Texas, man, from the 3rd Ward, man. I'm on with my boy, Mr. Scarface. Mr. Scarface.
Indeed. Good one.
Good one. Scarface, man, my block, man. With him with the Ghetto Boys, my mind playing tricks on me that started it all. I sit alone in my 4-corner room staring at candles. Influential hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? Bringing the Houston. That's when he put Houston on the map, man. He's one of the first boys to put Houston on the map, man. Shout out to Jay Prince, of course. You know what I'm saying? One of the legendary men of the South, Jay Prince. Definitely Scarface, Mr. Scarface, man. Such an impact of hip hop, man. So I gotta rock with your boy, man, Scarface, with Tupac, My Blocks, and just all the things that he's done for hip hop, man. Even with his spiritual growth, man, from the album The Fix. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he didn't get a lot of credit on that album because when he started talking about religion and different things, it seemed like he got shadowed out of hip hop a little bit, you know. But I'm rocking with Mr. Scarface at number 3, man. I'm gonna keep it moving and grooving, man. And that's at my number 2. I'm going to New York on this one, man. I gotta go to New York and rock the bells, Mr. LL Cool J, man.
Oh no, not ladies love Cool James. Oh my gosh.
No rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle bound man and put his face in the sand. But when that came out, man, I remember we was like, shit, hey man, I gotta get me a Kango, man. I had to go rock the Kango, man. I went and got the Dookie rope. We got the Dookie ropes, man. The troop sweatsuits with the troop lambskins. You know what I'm saying? The troop, man. Shout out to Detroit, because that's where I was living at the time. Man, we was in Detroit, man. You know, during that time. But LL Cool J, man, definitely one of the most biggest influence of hip hop. The first artist ever signed to Def Jam Records. First artist on Def Jam, you know what I'm saying? So I'm rocking with Scarface, man. I mean, I'm rocking with LL at my number 2, man. You know what I'm saying? LL Cool J and all the things, like I said, he's done for the community of hip hop, and you know, he's just a great individual, man. So shout out to LL at my number 2 spot, man. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm gonna jump just straight into my number 1 spot, man. And there's not a doubt, man. If you're a real one, I know you're gonna feel this one, man. Number 1, I'm going with Tupacalypse, man. Tupac Shakur, man. Of course, my man Tupac, man. One that evolved the whole game of hip hop, man. He evolved hip hop in so many ways of fashion, tattoos, man. One of the first dudes you seen rocking a Bentley. He made everybody want to go get a Bentley. You know what I'm saying? He made everyone want to go get tats on their stomach, on their neck. He made everyone go rock the big gold chains. He's one of the first men to rock Carl Kanai that you've seen presently, man. I'm gonna go get me some Kanai, the headband to pair with your headbands, man. Like Tupac Shakur, man, great lyricist, great innovator, man, philanthropist, man, leader, man, of hip hop, man. You know what I'm
And he mixed Alizé with Hennessy and called it Thug Passion. He ain't talking about.
Made it cool to drink Alizé, man. Mix it with your hypnotic and have the thug passions. And, you know what I'm saying? He made it cool, man. Pac Hail Mary, man. All eyes on me, man. 75 million.
The world, bro.
Platinum albums.
Brenda's got a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many Tupac classics.
Come on, man. Tupac, he was one of the first rappers ever to do movies. He did 7 movies, man. Within before he died, he did 7 movies. 7 movies, man. 7 movies.
That man was doing, and everybody knows him from Juice, man. You know what I'm saying? Like infamous role in Juice, even though he was already in the actor situation growing up, you know, touching hands with Jada Pinkett Smith and all of them, and growing up into that, bro. Like to actually see that boy on that big screen, to actually see what he is capable of doing outside the 8 and 16 world, phenomenal.
Hey, one of the most famous lines from Juice, what he said? He said, "I tell your mama you ain't shit." Everybody was like, "Damn, that was hard." He said, "Yeah." Like, come on, man. Pac was a great.
I don't give a fuck about steel. I don't give a fuck about actor.
So,
come on, man.
But the crazy part about it is, like, people talk about Juice, but people forget that he was on a different world first.
Yeah.
People forget about that. People forget about that episode of A Different World where he was on there. Jada Pinkett, when she got on there, brought him on.
He was on a movie before that.
Yeah.
Remember the Chevy Chase movie?
I was just about to get ready to say that, bro. I was just about to get ready to say that when he was with Digital Underground.
Yeah. That movie prior to that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was a revolutionary, man. Like, I believe if Pac was alive today, Pac might have been Obama, might have had Obama's place, bro, in office. Pac had that type of influence, man. He was educated and smart. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Pac had that influence, man. You know what I'm saying? Really.
Very influential. Very influential, indeed.
When he died, I was in tears. That was the first time I ever cried over someone really like an artist. That I was in tears. I cried because they took our leader at that time in '96, man. The leader of our whole of our generation. He was the leader of our generation.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt.
shared so many tears, like so many songs that we connected to Pac, man. It was a movement going on at that time, man. When Pac was taken, it shaped up the game. It's like the game never found no more. We never got that togetherness back again in hip hop. Like when he was taken, it seemed like the gathering of us all hip hop was like removed forever. We never seemed to ever get back to that place of camaraderie amongst us all, man. So that's my number one, Pac, man. I'm still rocking. I got the tattoo on my arm that I got back in the day because of Pac on my stomach. I'm still rocking Pac tats.
Talking about he thug life, he thug life with it.
I'm older now, but hey, I'm still about that. I still got the thug life on my stomach. You dig?
But he still gonna pray for his enemies. Still pray for his enemies. Yeah.
Man, I mean, I'm still praying for my enemies. So yo, that's my top 10, y'all.
Hey. Well, sir, you got a pretty good top 10 to me, sir. You know what I mean? All the way from top to bottom, man. I rock with majority of those artists that you speak of, sir.
Right.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I mean, nothing I can say.
Nothing I can say either, man. That was a pristine top 10. I liked it.
especially this, man. Especially LL Cool J, man. A lot of people don't put LL Cool J in their top one. And if it wasn't for LL, there wouldn't be a lot of these motherfuckers out here, bro. Real talk, bro. like LL sing in Crush Groove, it was made me fall in love with hip hop.
Body moving.
Yeah, that's him just busting into the audition, and they trying to push him out, and he just say box. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, man, who's this dude with this baby blue Kango, bro? I was there with it, man. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, that list is there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of people don't talk about LL Cool J the way they should, bro. LL Cool J, when we talk about Wayne and his 20 to 30 years in doing this, man, LL Cool J been doing this shit since 86, bro.
Yep.
Actually, before 86, 85.
Yeah.
Still doing it.
And still doing it, bro. Look. And still get on the track. Hey, look, still get on the track with you and bust your ass real quick on the song. Nigga.
Real fast, like. Real fast, like.
Real fast, man. So, hey, Wyatt, you want to go or you want me to go?
All right, I'll go ahead and go, man. You know what I'm saying, man? All right, now my top 5, man. I kind of felt a little biased because it was so many other artists that I wanted to just put next to that artist. But I know I had to keep it simple, So my number 5.
You didn't have to keep it simple.
I mean, no, because if I was to overthink it, but it would have been too much to overthink. You see what I'm saying?
I overthunk my top 5.
Can I say one thing? I got one thing before we leave out. My honorable mention. I really got to put my boy Rakim up there, man. Like with my boy Pop. You got to. Like I'm saying, let's just be real. I have to apologize for the disrespect. Because look. Hey, look.
I didn't say nothing because I knew he was gonna get mentioned. I didn't say nothing because I knew he was gonna get mentioned eventually. But hey, look, but Swayze, I respect you for it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But Swayze, on the other hand, bro, you can no longer eat fish and spaghetti. It's no longer your favorite dish, all right? You can no longer eat it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do something. Else, all right?
I'm done with it. I ain't no tilapia either. I'm over the tilapia, bro.
Hey man, let's go ahead and get into it right fast, man. Straight like that, man. My number 5 artist, man. You gotta give it to that boy, man. You know what I'm saying? He worked diligently to get to where he needed to be. I don't think most of his craftsmanship is appreciated, even though it was more on an unorthodox level. And he also is a West Coasting type of guy that has been holding it down with them boys over there, coming out of the 313. You know what I'm saying? I got to give it to my boy that they call Mr. Slim Shady, aka M Money. When he dropped in the 2000s, the early 2000s, when I heard My Name Is, that right there was the beginning of something that I knew that was going to be disturbing and cringing, but yet fun and entertaining. When he starts off with "Hi, my name is," and then he goes into his verses in that particular song, it opened a floodgate of curiosity of the way he was able to put these cadences together. The made you wonder where his mind was in certain songs. And he flourished. He was also on the animated side. He was funny. He was a little dark, very dark, you know what I'm saying, with certain songs like Stan, and which was a major hit, And once you gotten to those two songs, you started to see the fun factor of Eminem and what he was capable of bringing to the entertainment industry. He brought a different type of style because nobody ever thought outside of the Beastie Boys or anything that there would be somebody of an essential. You know what I'm saying? Now, drastically, we tried hard in the '90s and failed drastically with Funky Bunch and Mark Wahlberg. You know what I'm saying? Marky Mark. But to come from that right there and to see how the persistence of loving a craft can get you, Eminem is a clear example of not giving up on what it is, even though it sounds different and unorthodox. And from then, that man became a monster, dropping hit after hit, dropping like what he. It's crazy. And then 8 Mile set the tone to everything, and it's a good shout out to Drake for searching out on talent like that. He picked them up on that one, so I have to put him, at my number 5, man. Now my number 4, oh man, my number 4, I got to say, man, it was a switch. It was a switch, and I couldn't take my mind off of it or what I wanted to do. But between him, or did I want to put him at number 4 or put him at number 3? But my number 4 artist, man, I'm trying to figure out. If I say the wrong name, I don't want to be wrong about it because, like I said, we get to the top of it and everything. And even though he is from the Midwest, he's got a lot of Southern roots, man. You got to give it to Christopher Ludacris Bridges, man. You know what I'm saying? That boy Luda, right straight from that ATL, man. Hey, man, when he came down to it, you got to understand, man. He was a radio DJ first, man. If you was ever in the city and you heard about Chris Level and Poon Daddy, you know what I'm talking about? That set the stage to where he was already presenting himself as an artist already. Then he dropped What's Your Fantasy featuring the girl Shauna. Hey man, shout out to Lady Shauna, man. That first time back, man, that first album right there, plenty of classics on there, bro. And what really got to me is the way he had fun. When you looked at his visuals, they all were fun. It was just charismatic. But he kept that down south home feel, where it's a different vibe. When he painted pictures along with the DTP group, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody on that roster from Phil Mall to 2 Chainz. And his business, since it made him feel, it made him one of the most unique rappers because he hardly cursed in any of his stuff at all. Maybe a slight word here and there, but as far as delivery and cadence and everything that Ludacris is from there, like now till this day, my favorite song is War with God. Well, the War of the Gods. When he and T.I. were beefing, and that song right there, like, man, like if you ever get a chance, listen to that song, man. And the phenom that he has grown to be, man, is why Ludo gets my respect at number 4. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. Peace up, 8 times down, man. All right. We're gonna get into the number 3, man. Now, now my number 3 artist, uh, automatically you have to give him lyrical content. You have to be able to understand when it comes to the lyricism of what it is that you're speaking to a song, when you're capable of reaching an audience and have them gravitate to what it is that you listen to. This artist at number 3 has to be acknowledged without any hesitation, without any hesitation. You know what I'm saying? So my number 3 artist, I would have to go ahead and give it up for my boy, and he's also a West Coast legend. You know that boy MC8. You know what I'm saying? MC,
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
MC8, a whole he brought a gritty type West Coast vibe that Dre and them really didn't touch on. So when Dre, I feel like with Dre and the whole NWA movement didn't touch on artists like MC8 and that don't it, what is that boy name? I
The
cannot
chill.
think of that boy name. But they give you a more in-depth
The,
tap in to the West Coast.
you talking about the chill, man, of Compton
Yeah,
Most Wanted.
CMW, man.
Compton
yeah.
Most Wanted, bro.
Oh,
You
man.
gotta speak on. You gotta. Hey, look, youngin. When you speak on it, you gotta speak on it.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm trying to give the man his powers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LCA, man. He definite legend, bro.
oh,
After hearing his song on the Minister Society soundtrack, and it
Straight
set
up,
the tone. Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
straight
You
up. Business.
like that piano was cold. That piano,
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about? Well, let me let you finish your last 3, and then we're gonna
Okay,
get
yeah,
into.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
I'm gonna break something down for you that a lot of people don't know.
shout out to MC8, man.
MC,
That's my number three. You know what I'm saying? That's my number three. So that's why I put him up though. Now my number 2, oh man, all out lyrical, all out. I'm talking about no way possible that you could know how to formulate bars or anything of this nature without giving this man number 2, man, without giving the supersonic forces of the capabilities of intellectual conversations that this artist brings, man. You got to give it to the boy, KRS/1, man.
you picked Big
You got to give
Daddy
it to Big Daddy too. Big Daddy K too. The reason why I say KRS1, man, because he was like my honorable
Kane.
mention, man. You know what
Yo,
I'm saying?
Slash.
He
that's
was
an
my
honor.
slash. He was my slash. He was my slash because with Big Daddy Kane, he had an East Coast element that was almost to Slick Rick's pimpantry and pristine of how he did it, but Big Daddy Kane had a little bit more elegance with it. Though. You know what I'm saying? You see Big Daddy Kane sitting on the throne, man, and he would rip it and spit it, and then he would, and then people would be like, "What?" Like Big Daddy Kane, in my opinion, was smooth, bro. Now I ain't never had the high top fade. Never had it in my life. You know what I'm saying? But watching that man and the way he was dressed down, like he stepped straight out of Dapper Dan's shop every single hour, bro. There was nothing. There was I didn't see no cleaner dude, and that was coming out spitting bars and then taking your old lady in the process, bro. Like, dog, they called this man Big Daddy Kane for a reason, bro. Certain songs that he put out, man. If it was not for Big Daddy Kane, man, some of these folks wouldn't even understand the pimpantry game and how it's supposed to be done, man. He put the format in the platform in music form for you to understand, bro. So you got to give it up to Big Daddy Kane, man. And that's why he my number 2 / honorable mention, KRS-One. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it to them, bros. But out of all of them, bro, the numero uno, the head honcho of my pack, bro, hands down. And like my boy Swayze touched him already, bro. The one and only Rakim, man. You can't you cannot talk hip hop. You cannot talk lyricism without the dude who told you the first story about hunger and pain. The first dude who broke it down to you, what he sees on an everyday basis. What he sees through those opticals every single day, bruh. Like when that man spoke, man, you had to sit back and listen to what this man was talking about, bruh. Paid in Full, Forever, a classic, but I want y'all to bump that when I'm gone. Bump it. That's how severe that classic is to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the essence of why I wanted to go out there and be an artist, bro. Watching them dudes in them jumpsuits, getting crazy and doing a Pac-Man and doing a Running Man and stuff. I was like, bro, this dude, but Rakim, he came on so smooth, bro. He finessed the mic, bro. It was like he was finessing the mic to do everything that he said. And his word pattern, oh my gosh, bro. Like you've never heard certain artists put emphasis inside of their bars. He was just one of them. And that's why I give that man my numero uno, man, of my top tunes.
And Rakim was the first artist to really be consciously awake.
Facts.
He had some deep things. You know what I'm saying? He was schooling us on Moors. He was schooling us on the 5 percenters. He was heavy in it all, bro.
Yeah, you know, when you really think about Rakim, you gotta bring Melly Mel in the conversation because he's the first one that really gave us that conscious hip hop. Then it went from him to Rakim and KRS-One pretty much dropped at the same time. But one of the brothers that was with KRS-One, Just Ice, was the real 5%er. Yeah, he was the real 5% of the crew, man. But hey, wow, man, yo, top 5, bro. I like it, man. It was different. I like it.
Hey, man,
I like it, man. To give Luda his props, to give MC8 his props, bro. Right. To give MC8 his props, and to give Big Daddy Kane his props too, bro. I love it.
Man. That's what music is. That's what music is. Thank y'all, bro.
I'm gonna spill a little bit of beans real quick because I was happy to see MC8 name on this list. So September the 3rd. Is it the 3rd? Is it the 3rd? September the 3rd, we will be interviewing the Chill from Compton Most Wanted on the Bghe Worldwide Podcast Show, yo. That's why I was happy to see MC8 name on this list. That's why I was happy to see MC8 name on this list, man.
Yes.
That's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be a big one for us in September, man. September.
Hey, man, we gonna tell that man to give me points for my peen gun, man.
Man, but yeah, man. Like I said, man, the list is incredible, bro.
Great list,
the thing I wanted to bring out about Compton Most Wanted, man. What people don't understand, man, like in Compton Most Wanted, like the Chill did a lot of their production for Compton's Most Wanted. The production that the Chill used is pretty much some of the same production patterns, style that Havoc from Mobb Deep used. If you go listen to Mobb Deep albums and listen to Compton Most Wanted albums, you can tell that Havoc listened to Compton Most Wanted a lot, bro. You can tell. Yeah, you can tell. So big shout out to the Chill. Big shout out to Compton Most Wanted. Big shout out to MCA for sure, no doubt. Yes, let me get into my top 5. Since y'all tried to jump me, I couldn't really get into it the way I wanted to get into it. Number 5 on my list is the Queensbridge legend, Nas. Number 5 on my list.
Thank you.
Now I can really get into the conversation. Like Nas, look, when Nas dropped, bro, Nas was really the first breath of fresh air to let the West Coast know that, you know, New York is back. You know what I'm saying? Like Big did it too, but when Big did it, he tried to make Ready to Die sound sort of like The Chronic. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But Nas was like, nah, bro, I'm New York. I'm Queensbridge. I'm going to show you how we do it. So the Large Professor beats, the DJ Premier beats, the Q-Tip beats on them joints was all New York. Bro. You know what I'm saying? The all New York sound, man. Like I said, the Ether song, I love the Ether song, but to me, the song I like better than Ether was on the Stillmatic. Was the Stillmatic or Godson? I believe it was on the Stillmatic
song. Album. I was just thinking about the Godson album.
It was on that album, and it was the name of the song because he was talking about Jigga, he was talking about Cormega on the song. I forget the name of the song, but I like that song. Yeah,
I think that is Godson.
I like that song better.
The song is called Mastermind.
I can't remember. I'm gonna look it up though. But I like that song better than Ether because the original Ether they were supposed to put out said it was too hard for them to put it out. See, the original Ether, Swiss Beats did the beat.
Oh, shout out to Swizzy.
Look, the original Ether was 10 times harder than the one they released.
I believe it too. Oh, I believe it. You know what I'm saying?
When he went to go play it for Large Professor was like, nah, bro, we can't put this out. We can't put this out. You know what I'm saying? Because he had stuff in there about Aaliyah. He had a whole lot of stuff in the plane crash. So out of respect for her, he went in and changed it up to the Ether that everyone loves today.
That is something I did not know. Wow.
But that's why I say when you go back and listen to the Ether that everybody knows, he really didn't go off on Jay to the 3rd verse. If you really go back and listen to it.
Oh, you talking about the Hawaiian shirts and all that? Yeah.
He really didn't go off on Jay until that verse. You know what I'm saying? He talked about Jay. You know what I'm saying? But he really didn't put his focal point on Jay until the 3rd verse. You know what I'm saying? So the Queensbridge legend, man, Nasir Jones, aka Nasty Nas, aka Escobar. That's my number 5. Now, this is what I was telling Swayze and Haywire, that I had to do this way because I couldn't fit 10 people on my list. So my number 4 is, I'm gonna wait till it come up. It's Tupac and Snoop.
Man, come on.
He going whole Death Row. You should have just put Death Row there. You should have. You should have just said Death Row.
The reason I have Snoop on there because Snoop since 1992 up until now has been a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can't take nothing away from his delivery. You can't take nothing away from his lyrics. You can't take nothing away from his influence. You can't take nothing away from his discography, and you can't take nothing away from basically his lyrics, bro. You know what I'm saying? Snoop has his own style that no one can mimic, bro. You can have people try to mimic, but no one can mimic Snoop's style. And we already know about Pop. There's nothing really to be said. Swayze said it pretty much all earlier, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
every last bit.
Yeah, like Pac, man. Like he was smart. He was revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? He was more just Ice in the beginning of his career of trying to keep it gangster, but also giving us substance to look at. Right. That was just Ice's thing when he was coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was his thing when he was coming up. So what Pac was doing, Pac was pretty much giving us an intake and a look at how the world is treating us as melanin people. You know what I'm saying? How we have our problem with the cops, how women have their problem, like the changing of the Roe versus Wade. Brenda had a baby is pretty much a prime example of that. You know what I'm saying? A young girl being raped, having a baby, getting rid of the baby, throwing the baby in the trash can because was scared to go get an abortion, all of that stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Dear Mama. You know what I'm saying? Dear Mama is like every son's favorite song. You know what I'm saying? Even what he's talking about his mom is not related to your mom. Still, mom is still one of those songs that make you like.
I totally understand, bro. That's one of those sentimental songs.
But yeah, like I tell people earlier, Pac's first two albums, he was trying to find himself. Tupacalypse Now and Strictly for My Niggas, he was finding himself.
Okay.
But when Me Against the World came out, he found. Hey, look, he found every bit of himself. Yeah. When Me Against the World came out, because if you notice, the very first song on Me Against the World, when he started off, what they say, pussy is paper, poetry, power, and pistols. Plotting on murderous motherfuckers so they get you. Like that.
With the P.
And that's when and I give this props to Tupac, him, and another artist on my list to be named later. But him, he basically made sure that your first song on your album had to be A1.
Right. 8 number one albums. Eight number one albums, man. 8 of them.
Yep. But look, I'm gonna be 100 with you, Swayze. I get it, but you gotta understand the number one albums that he had started from Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli the Don. Then he passed away. Everything that dropped for Pac after he passed away was automatically gonna go to number one because people wanted to hear it. Pac wasn't here, but Pac wasn't here to make music, bro. That's why when people say about Pac that okay, he recorded all these songs. Okay, I love that. Look, I love that argument. But when you listen to the songs, they recycle the same 35 to 40 songs, bro.
He still made numbers.
No, it made numbers because he passed away. Hey, look, they made numbers with. Leave
the gloves on. Don't take them off now. Leave them on.
Hey, wait, hold on. They made numbers with the Notorious. Hey, look, they made numbers with the Notorious Bghe, and they didn't do nothing but recycle the songs and put new beats on them that they did on Ready to Die.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Because he passed away, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that what's in the blueprint. It's the blueprint.
No, the blueprint is you're gonna make money on people when they pass away, bro.
Well, I mean,
you gonna make money on people when they pass away.
He would have made way more money. I mean, he would have sold a lot more albums.
Who did? No, he didn't. He sold most of his albums when he passed away, bro.
He would have stayed alive, bro. That should have been continuing to this very.
That was after he passed.
No.
That was
a lot of the sales that he got for Tupac is after he passed away.
I mean, we're gonna okay.
See,
I'm just saying, you know, I'm a diehard Pac fan, bro.
Hey, yo, okay.
But I'm realistic about the situation. My thing is like this: artists that pass away, and I'm gonna take Mo 3 for instance. I'm gonna take Young Dolph for instance. I'm gonna take Nipsey Hussle for instance. They numbers didn't shoot up until they passed away.
Right.
That's when they numbers shot to where they shot to. Like Pop, when he got with Death Row, he had the major behind. Right. So it was easy to get that influence out there. Right. You see what I'm saying?
I respect it.
And I'm not taking enough for Pop. Pop is a lyricist, influence, discography. Like 3 of my favorite Pac songs, people wouldn't even be able to guess them because you have to really be a Pac fan to know what the songs are.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? I don't pick Pac commercial songs as my best song. You know what I'm saying? My best songs is Fuck All Y'all. My other song is what is it called? Ain't Got a Lot to Kick It with Richie Rich. And the other one is Getting Money. That's the name of the other one. Getting Money. They all on the double CD Tupac album that came out after he passed away.
But that don't matter though, bro. We talk about numbers, man. I don't know about
Okay. Now we about to get into numbers. Let's talk about numbers. Let's talk about numbers. We about to talk about numbers. No. We're gonna finish my list, but we're gonna talk. No, we're gonna finish my list, but we're gonna talk about numbers. And I'm about to school y'all. Hold on. And I'm about to school y'all. And I'm about to school y'all on how the industry operates. Because when Jay-Z said men lie, women lie, but numbers don't, that was a lie. That was a lie. That was a lie. Because if you remember when Kanye went against 50 Cent, what did 50 Cent say when Kanye was killing him in album sales? My record label need to go buy some of these albums so I can catch up. That's what record labels do. They buy albums. If you're not making their money back, they're gonna go buy the albums because they're gonna get paid twice off the shit.
Right.
That's what the record labels do. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the industry operates. I'm not taking nothing away from Pac, man. Pac is a genius, a lyricist, one of the hardest to ever touch a microphone. Influenced everybody from 96 on up. I'm not gonna even lie. Everybody wanted to be Pac, bro. I ain't gonna even lie about it.
Right. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to numbers, I get the number aspect that everybody throws out there, but a lot of those numbers don't come into play until if you take his album sales from Tupacalypse Now, Strictly for My Niggas, Thug Life, Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, and I throw in Machiavelli the Don, they don't add up to 75 million. They don't. And those are albums he put out. And I put Machiavelli the Don in there because it came out 2 days after he passed away. Yeah, it came out 2 days after he passed. So the album was done. That was the last and latest stuff we heard from Pop. But if you go look at the album sales from Machiavelli the Don all the way back to the beginning, they're not going to add up to 75 million. You're going to get 8 million, 9 million, 10 million from actually the 4 albums that was released afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's pretty much what it is. You know what I'm saying? Number 3 on my list is another one, man. I had to do a haywire on my list. I'm gonna let it go on up there. Number 3 is Rakim and KRS-One, man.
Oh.
Rakim is the God MC, man. That's like my big bro, man. Like every time he come to Vegas, we get up. He schooled me on everything that has to do with this game, this music business, and all that, man. KRS-One, man. Well, let me stay on Rakim. Rakim is one of those ones like the DOC, hardly ever cussing his raps. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna spit knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And it's really gonna give you basically how it is on a gangster real type situation. You know what I'm saying? Without having to cuss down your throat to get his point across. KRS-One is pretty much he's the teacher, man. You got the God MC and the teacher, man. I couldn't pick one of the over the other, man. You know what I'm saying? So knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone, man. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? With in KRS-One beginning stages, you know what I'm saying? He was teaching us, bro. You know what I'm saying? My philosophy and all of that, all the way down to like to me, KRS-One got one of the best hip hop songs ever made, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's my number 3, man. My number 2 on my list, you know what I'm saying? This is the MC God of the South. All day, every day, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to give it up to Brad Jordan himself.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Brad Jordan, man. You know,
AKA
yeah, he basically is one of the ones that I craft my rhyme pattern after. You know what I'm saying? The way he rap, the way he say his words to get his point across to you. You know what I'm saying? Everything he does, you know what I'm saying? And he's one of those ones another one of those ones that's never dropped a weak verse ever. Ever.
Oldest ever to do it.
You know what I'm saying? Ever, bro. You know what I'm saying? Scarface is one of those ones that everybody looks up to, but don't nobody want to fuck with on that microphone, bro.
Except for Tupac and Smile.
Nah, bro. Didn't nobody. Hey, look, you got to realize when Smile came out with Tupac, that song was basically a song when it was a whole song by Scarface at first.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically a whole song by Face, and then Pac was like, "Yeah, I like that joint.
No, I need to get on that,
and I need to get on that."
That's
you know
a
what
classic. That's a classic.
So he made room for his brother to get on that joint.
Big
you know what I'm saying? That's a good that's what it is, man. Like Brad Jordan is that guy, man. Can't nobody from the South, and ain't too many people in the industry that I say I can put over Brad Jordan. Except one person. It's only one person I can put over Brad Jordan. It's only one. I'm just saying. My number 1 on this list is the bitch killer, the Don Mega, the West Coast warlord himself.
I knew it.
Ice Cube.
I knew it. Yeah.
Look. To be 100 with you, if it weren't for this guy, I wouldn't even want to do music, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Like LL Cool J made me start loving music, but the person that made me want to take rapping serious was Ice Cube. The first time I heard him, actually, really the first time I heard Ice Cube is when my cousin Benji came to Gary, Indiana from Compton, California, and he had a CIA tape.
Oh,
It's the first time I heard Ice Cube. The second time I heard Ice Cube was the first album that I bought because I told my mother it was a wrestling album because it was NWA, which was the National Wrestling Association.
Man,
and NWA and the Posse album. And the first time I heard a bitch is a bitch on that motherfucker, I went crazy, bro. I went crazy. Well, Andre 3000 is a part of a group. So if you say Andre 3000, you got to say Big Boy.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too, man.
You got to say Big Boy if you say Andre 3000. So anybody that put, these are solo MCs. These are not MCs that are in groups.
The most rapper of all time, Andre 3000.
Yeah.
Different, extraordinary.
Yeah, most definitely. But back to O'Shea himself. Yeah, man. I mean, like Cube, man. Like it's a whole lot of stuff that come along with Cube. You know what I'm saying? Like DOC even said it himself. he was like, Q took me back to the drawing board so many times when it comes to us doing songs together. You know what I'm saying? Like one fabrication about Cube is that he wrote all of Easy Does It album, which is not true. He wrote the 3 singles that came off of the Easy Does It album. MC Ren wrote 70% of that album though for Easy.
Oh, okay.
But the We Want Easy, Easy Does It, and Radio, those are all Ice Cube. Ice Cube wrote those, and those were the 3 singles that was off. That's why Cube was mad about not getting paid what he thought he was gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? And then when it came to Straight Outta Compton, man, Straight Outta Compton, you know what I'm saying? Cube was just on another level, man. He's the one that came up with the idea of fuck the police. He's the one that came up with it. You know what I'm saying?
You see visuals? Yes, we understand.
That's a trip to this day. Right now,
yeah.
F the Police or F the 12. It's still
all that. And then when it comes to the solo albums, man, like Ice Cube is the first solo artist to get a 5 mic in the Source for America's Most Wanted. He's the first artist to go platinum from an EP with Kill at Will. Motherfucking Death Certificate is arguably the best album that was ever made. You know what I'm saying? He got so much. He got so much shit, bro. It's just crazy, man. And what people don't understand from his solo career from 1990, and we can go all the way to 2006. You know what I'm saying? Cube was putting out fire. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime of him putting out fire, he hooked up with Dub C and Mac 10 and created West Side Connection. He gave us WC in the Mad Circle. If it wasn't for Ice Cube, we would have never got Coolio. You know what I'm saying? He gave us Sir Jinx, which is Great Cousin.
Right. He gave us the soundtrack for Friday.
He gave us those soundtracks for Friday and all those movies. You know what I'm saying? He gave us Yo Yo. We wouldn't have had Yo Yo without Ice Cube. We wouldn't have Sister Soldier without Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And what people don't understand, the way America's Most Wanted came out, it wasn't supposed to come out that way. It was supposed to be produced by Silver 7 in New York, and he stood Cube up. So that's how the Bomb Squad ended up recording Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted album. That's how the bridge between the West Coast and the East Coast happened. You know what I'm saying? When people talk about mixtapes and all that, Ice Cube started that. If Ice Cube never did Jacket for Beats, other people would never be rapping on other people's tracks, bro. Only time you would get that. Who just said Big Boy can't see Dre lyrically? Are you serious? We're gonna talk to that person. We're gonna talk to that person later.
We'll talk about that on the next show.
On another show. But Q, man, like I said, man, he's the one that made me start rapping. He's the one that kept my business mind and rapping going and the hip hop industry going. And from 90, really up until he signed that Interscope deal, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, you give Uncle Jada his props. Yes.
Yeah. We talk about all that. We talk about all that.
In the group.
But we give Jada more. We give Jada more of the group effort than the solo effort.
Right.
So when it comes to Q, man, you know what I'm saying? Most of his years in hip hop, he's been doing it independent, bro. Right. And a lot of people don't understand. At the time he was at Priority wasn't a real big name. Right. Priority hip hop wise only had NWA and Ice Cube at the time. You know what I'm saying? They had California Raisins and they had somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's what they have. But Ice Cube is my number one, man. Let's go on and get into our unanimous top 5 in this last 15 minutes so we can get up out of here on today's show, man. So basically, there's no order for the unanimous top 5, but these are the unanimous top 5, man. We got Lil Wayne, man. We already told y'all how we feel about Weezy himself. Weezy up, baby. Don't forget the baby. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget the baby. We got Notorious B.I.G. My first show. We got the West Coast God, Tupac Shakur. You already know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? We got the down south legend, Houston, Mr. Scarface. And then we also got the Don Dada himself, Ice Cube, man. That's the unanimous top 5 right there, bro. That's how we're gonna
Amen.
give it just like that, man.
Amen.
This show has been fun. This show has been controversial. This show, this show has been everything I thought it was gonna be when you're talking about a top 5 list. Uh,
Yeah,
we got
yes.
a lot of interviews that we're gonna do coming up, man. In the mix of those interviews, we're gonna throw in a couple more of these top 5 for female MCs, top 5 for groups. We're gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do top 5s of rappers that's not supposed to be on the average person top 5 list, but that are lyricists but don't get their flowers. We're gonna do all of that, man. We're gonna give you all of that, man. So next week, like I told y'all at the beginning of the show, we're gonna take next week off, and we're gonna come back August 3rd with an interview with independent artists. Yes, sure, with independent artist Backwood Brad. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give y'all a list of the interviews we got coming up. We're still establishing and setting in stone a couple of them. But the month of August is gonna be independent artists. So we're gonna really get down to these, let these independent artists get seen, get heard. You know what I'm saying? Touch them up on game, let them tell their stories. You get to know them, get a chance to go listen to their music and all of that, man. And at the end of the day, the top 5 is subjective. It's your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? What we say is not set in stone. What we say is not law. It's our opinion. So you really can't pick a top 5 because it's disrespect to the other people that's in the recording industry. The same thing goes with sports, basketball, football, baseball, all of that. You can't pick a best of all time because it's disrespectful to everybody else that plays. But to keep the conversation going and the debate going and keep content going, that's what we do here at the Bghe Worldwide Podcast. Hey, yo, Sway, you got something to say before we get up out of here?
No, I'm just like I said, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in this week to us, man. As we, we honored the great legends and pioneers of hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? So just to be able to educate everyone out there on, the true essence of hip hop and the direction of where it's at and where it was, it was just a great opportunity to share these great moments with everything, with everyone. You dig? That's all I got to say to everybody.
Yes, sir. Hey, Wire, it's on you, bro.
Hey man, this episode has been real fun. We had a very good discussion. It was very enjoyable. It was very informative on certain topics. Man, shout out to all of the artists that we mentioned. Thank you to everybody that have tuned in, that listening to our opinions. And like Chris said, these are just our opinions. They're not set in stone. You are more than welcome to make your own. But we appreciate those who tune in and appreciate the craft of music and how it's being done and how it's going and how everything as far as sound goes to you. What makes you who you are through sound.
Yes, sir, man. I just want to give a shout out, to my fam, D Swayze, Haywire the legend. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a shout out to my son, Jaden. He's going back to Houston next week. That's one of the reasons why we're not doing the show next week. I want to give a shout out to my daughter Kayla. She's traveling to Maine on vacation. I want her to have safe travel graces going that way. Shout out to my daughter True. Shout out to my daughter Natasha Nay. And I want to give a shout out to all the listeners, man. Hey, man, y'all need to let Facebook give StreamYard permission so you can see your name on this show when you comment, y'all. We do this show for y'all, so we want to give y'all that chance to be seen and be heard and get your point across. We don't want to use when you comment Facebook guests. So when you go in to your Facebook, go to the StreamYard and give it permission to put your name up so you can comment on the show. And I want to give a shout out to Dope Living TV Network. I want to give a shout out to the producer, Greg Gray, man.
Greg,
hey, Uncle G, hey.
And before we leave, man, we got before we leave, we got 10 minutes left, man. We're gonna hit y'all with a quick love breeze segment and then we out of here. Let's get it.
Billy Swizzle, man. Okay, well, let's go ahead and hit it with the love breathe. Can I get an intro?
You breathe in, you breathe out, you let your love breathe. You breathe in, breathe out, love breathe. You breathe in, you breathe out, let the love breathe. You breathe in, you breathe out, love breathe.
Yo, today on Love Breathe, I want us to discuss breathing, breath. We don't realize how important breathing is in our everyday lives. It's all about breathing. So you have to take breaths. Without breathing, you can't live. If you're breathing too hard, because you make erratic choices. So I want everyone to take time today to work on breathing. Inhale, exhale, breath. Take breath. It's all about you. And the message for the day is take time to breathe. Breathe. You know what I'm saying, Brother Mills and Brother Haywire? Listen, we all gotta breathe, man. Breathe. Take those breaths. Take your breath. Everybody, let's take a deep breath together, everybody. Hold it and let it out through your stomach.
It's all about meditation, yo.
All about the meditation and the breathing, man. So
Absolutely.
from your stomach, your core. Breathe from the core. We need everyone to breathe more from the core of their stomach, you know what I'm saying? Into them solar plexus. Breathe into the inner twine of your body. Let it out.
Exactly.
The person that controls the way they breathe controls the way they live. Control the way you breathe, you control the way you live, you control the way you can situation. That's something I'm working on still daily. If I can control the way I breathe, I can control the way I move in this world and society. So I want everyone to take time to breathe in the deep core of the solar plexus, to breathe in. Thank y'all for this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So just work on our breathing, y'all. Breathing is the key. So breathe in and you breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe out love. Thank y'all for this segment of Love Breathe today. Love.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, brothers,
So, like I said, man, one love always, man. Like I said, we'll be back August 6th. August the 6th, we'll be back, man. We taking a week off. You know what I'm saying? And we hit y'all August the 6th. So let's get it up out of here, man. I'm out of here. I'm Chris Mills.
Coach, I love you, man. Family, all my people, I'm Indiana, Terre Haute, stand up, A12, love, man, everybody.
Everybody from the 219, 719, everybody from the 404. Y'all already know how it goes. This is Haywire, the legend.
Peace out.
729, we out. Peace out.